Welcome to your daily focus for June the 3rd, 2022. My name's Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. And I send it right back to you. Today we have the number 3 as our energy. So the 3 energy, of course, is a beautiful divine energy. It does represent completion, but it's more about creativity, planting the seeds of your tomorrow, setting goals, setting dreams, desires for yourself, to turn them from thought into reality. If we look at the daily numerology, there's a 15 energy. So 15, we're looking at changing our behaviors, changing our habits. It's about the rebirth of who we are, so there has to be a death of a part of us. And recreating, retransforming ourselves in some way, some form under the 15 energy. Now, 1 plus 5 is a 6. 6 can be about relationships. Absolutely. 6 is a very high energy for love. So, relationships, maybe you meet the person of your dreams today. Growing relationships, deepening relationships. But it's also about you, your well being, your habits, your behaviors, and what is good for you, what do you practice, what should you practice, and how to change those habits and behaviors that are not healthy for you going forward. Sun is in Gemini. Moon will be in Cancer until about a little bit after lunchtime, and then it'll move into fiery Leo. What else is happening today? Mercury is going stationary direct today, so we will start to tap into that intuitive, balanced thinking. We will gain understanding, clarity. Today might not be the actual decision-making kind of day. It might be more of a pullback kind of day, because we do have the Cancer moon for a good part of the day, right till after lunchtime. I don't think there's anything else happening. I think Venus and Mars is having a little bit of a tiff up in the sky. So that could be, and I think the Sun and Pluto aren't really getting along too well either. So where we're feeling either powerless or overlooked, that could be that kind of energy, and know that that is what it is, and you truly aren't forgotten or overlooked. And buried emotions could come forth today. Absolutely. So if you've pushed something down, today's one of those energy days where it comes out. Has nothing to do with what that energy was about when you pushed it down, but boy, does it come out at the wrong time, at the wrong place. So be cautious of that, or you might be on the receiving end of that and know that it's not really directed at you in any way. It is just something from their past, just exploded out of them. Get to the cards. So our shadow card of the day is the 6 of Pentacles. So relationships, how balanced are they? Where is the give and take in each relationship that you have? Whether it's romantic, platonic, it could be a sibling, a parent, a best friend, a lover, a partner, a spouse, a neighbor. So where are your relationships truly balanced, and where does it seem like you are give, and they take, or where do you take, and they give? And where does the balance need to start to happen within those relationships in order to make them strong, in order to deepen them, in order to, or it could be the opposite. It's time to move past that relationship. Maybe you're having the conversations with them now. With Mercury going direct, we will have conversations like this, but we will have a knowing as well, a clarity and understanding of exactly why we're saying what we're saying. So like I said, today may not be the decision-making day when we go forward and we start doing these things, but definitely we are taking in some of the energies and understanding where we need to resolve issues. Our first card of the day is, look at this, the 6 of Wands, success. Success can be yours. This is not a day really to kick back and relax, because this card is number 1, and this card says, do not rest. It's time to go on to the next adventure and the next adventure and the next adventure after that. So there is some success happening in our lives in certain areas, but it's not a success where you can sit back and relax now. It's a success where you've seen where you've taken some really strong steps in the right direction and you need to keep stepping. The Four of Cups. The Four of Cups, gratitude. I'm doing a whole thing on gratitude on Patreon and on my Facebook page. So if you want to start thinking about incorporating gratitude a little bit more in your life, I give you lots of wonderful ideas on how to do that. And you can journal them. You can just have conversations seemingly with yourself. You can meditate, pray on them, contemplate them, whatever you do in order to raise the gratitude in your life. Okay, this is a card that says we need to be grateful for the things that we already have in place in our lives in order to move forward. Now, that could be relationships as well, right? Because that was our shadow card. It could also be maybe we wanted more success. Maybe we got some success, but it wasn't the success we wanted. We got success, but it's not as good or as great or in the right way or the right people involved, whatever it might be. And so you poo-poo it away. Don't do that. Be grateful for every stepping stone that you've done, every step, every stone that you've turned over perhaps in order to get to this point in time. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth, so they say, right? Because you check the horse's teeth for probably the age of the horse and the health of the horse. So that's where that comes from, because I've said a few things and then I went and researched it and I went, oh, I can't believe I said that out loud. Okay, and then we have the World card. The World card, now we are in new moon energy, so the World card being here says we can't really move into where we want to go until we tie up some loose ends. So it's time to look at some of the things that you need to look at in your life in order to leave them in the past, to put a completion on them, perhaps healing, okay? Because that was a really big part of the new moon, is allowing healing in. And June as well, to really allow that healing in so that you can stand strong. You can stand within your courage, your strength, your fortitude, your beauty. So there's loose ends to tie up, things that are not completed yet. You know what they are. So put them on the to-do list. Don't carry that energy forward with you. But really the cards are saying we can't move forward without that, with the World card being the last card. It's like we can't move into that happily ever after scenario that's waiting for us. We can't cross that threshold. We can't walk down that path. We might be able to walk down that path, but it's not going to be anywhere as successful as it could be. So do the housekeeping today. Look at where you need to have conversations, where you need to have different actions, behaviors, instill different habits within yourself, maybe a more disciplined approach or less procrastination. Not allow fear or anxiety to actually make the decision for you, but you make the decision from your core, from your magic, from your beauty, knowing that you've got this and you've got what it takes. You have the potential. You know that. Look within. Okay, our mantra of the day is the dolphin. Don't worry, be happy. So don't let everything just get you down, 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 down. Don't worry, be happy is about finding the joy, finding the laughter of so today, long lineup for a waiting for gas, and Paul's sitting next to me. And, we go out of our ways to see if we can bug each other without, to see where the breaking point is. So I'm sitting there with the power window and I would lower it down and then I'd raise it up on his side only. I'd lower it down and raise it up. So finally he looks over at me and he gives me the look and he says, "You having fun?" And I just burst out laughing. I said, "I'm having a riot here." Am I bugging you? And he's like, "Yes." So of course I stopped. But we do these little things to each other all the time. So, I mean, I just burst out laughing when he finally had to say something to me. He couldn't just pretend it wasn't happening anymore. So, create the happiness, create the joy. Now, I wouldn't have done that if I thought I was really going to make him angry or upset or anything. He does similar things to me, and sometimes we pick the off time to do it. And we quickly apologize to each other when that happens, but this wasn't one of those times. This was one of those times when, oh my gosh, I had tears. I was laughing so hard over something so silly. So create your own happiness. So I mean, we could have just sat there and stared at the cars and went, "Oh, I can't believe we're sitting here. It's hot out. I gotta have the air running high, and look at this guy. He's trying to butt in line. You start to see all the negative around you. This guy's too close to this guy. What's he trying to do?" So, when you allow laughter to come into those spaces, it really changes the energy, the atmosphere. So, the dolphin has the spiritual ability to uplift your spirits with its friendly, playful nature. Escape from stress by life by being more relaxed. Do more what you enjoy. Pursue a creative passion. Use your energy in a more productive way. Try not to worry about issues you have no control over. This worrying can become a habit, so take a more relaxed and laid back attitude, and you can conquer your stress and become calm and content. So the mantra is, I love to be playful and let go of worry. I do like to be playful and I do let go of worry quite easily now, but it's taken years and years and years and years of practice. And I've been given some real amazing hardships to have to deal with, and to find the happiness and the joy and the laughter and the smiles within it. And so when you go and search, sometimes it is a creation. I remember the kids were quite young then, but autism, nobody really knew 30 years ago what autism was. They had that movie, The Rain Man, and so they figured if they watched that movie, then they pretty well know what I'm going through. And I had two young boys with autism, so it took me quite some time before I found the first family with another child with autism. Paul was actually the first autistic child in that school. When he went to school in kindergarten, he was already in kindergarten, and I was saying there's things wrong here, and we're working on it. And by grade one, he had a full diagnosis. And it was because I pulled back on really getting the stuff done, because at age 3, the doctors that I sat in front of told me to institutionalize him, and I wasn't about to do that to my baby. So I completely hung up and ran away from doctors, but then when he entered the school system, it was imperative that he had the resources and the help he needed. Anyways, around that time, a bunch of us got together, mainly moms, but some dads included, and we formed a parents autism community where the kids were invited in, and we had a local pool where we went swimming. We had the best Santa and Mrs. Santa there was on the planet come in and do things for us. We had educational people come in and talk to us, lawyers come in and talk to us, teaching us about different things. And I remember the thing I used to say the most to the new parents that would show up is, because they'd go, this is happening, that you have to paint your own rainbow. Sometimes you literally have to paint your own rainbow. It's just not going to show up unless you make it happen. So you have to take ownership of that responsibility, that yes, there can be laughter in this moment, but I need to create it in some way. I need to take ownership of this task. And maybe it's putting on a comedy, maybe it's having a joke, maybe bringing up a happy time once upon a time that makes everybody laugh. I don't know what it might be for you, but sometimes we have to create our rainbows in life. And we do have the power to do just that. So don't worry, be happy. Don't go down that rabbit holes of the things that, especially when we think we might be powerless or overlooked. If we're getting that energy head at us today, you're not powerless and you're definitely not overlooked. God is watching you every moment of every day, and if He has to move His eyes just slightly, then all of a sudden there's a whole cast of angels around you. Do not worry about yourself. You are well taken care of, well protected. You have to realize that energy is there, that they're not going to let anything happen to you. They really won't. They'll hold you up strong. And if something does happen to you, know that you are able to walk through this in order to help somebody down the road, or to help yourself in a way that you never thought possible down the road. Okay, we'll get an animal card. And listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. The other night we were out for a walk, and so I was sitting outside on the patio furniture, and Paul went into the restaurant to get us a couple of drinks. And I was watching this poor man dig through the garbages. And I thought, where do you have to be in life to actually be able to do that in front of people walking by you? To go in search of food, or maybe a pair of mitts or whatever you're looking for in the garbage, and sorting through it. And he was wiping off containers, and I thought, I just went into retirement. I'm not getting money for a couple of months, but I know I'm okay. I'm not like fabulously rich or anything, but I'm okay. And I thought, and I'm sitting here and I'm watching this. So I went in, and unfortunately my son picked one of the most expensive restaurants, but I said, give me a sandwich and some fries or a bag of chips or something with it, please. And I saw this man walk, and he had turned the corner. So I thought, great, now they're going to take their time. They took their bloody time making the sandwich. I'm thinking, I'm going to have to go up and try and find him now and locate him, or if I'm eating a sandwich later, one of the two, or I'll find somebody else to give it to. And do you know, when I walked out of that restaurant, he was sitting at the table that I was sitting at. I was like, I didn't have to go anywhere. He was sent back. He didn't know why. I thought he was long gone. They made sure he was in reach. And he had a nice hot meal for that night, at least. And it made me feel good. And he smiled, so it definitely made him feel good. So creating the happiness. I mean, when you do something of service for another, it does fill you with joy. It does fill you with happiness. And so if you're feeling down and a little bit depressed and alone, and people are overlooking you and you're kind of powerless, no, you have the power to walk down the street with a bag full of something in there, a small little meal, and give it to somebody who desperately could use a meal. And you will feel good about doing it. And that is your reward. And they feel good because they can eat. Our animal is the pronghorn action. So pronghorn, in case you need a little bit of an image while I read the card, there is our pronghorn. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with a confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. So now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. It definitely really is a time to act, because we got Mars, and we got, is it Mars and Jupiter is in Aries. There's just a lot of energy pointing us towards an action. So, and I'm telling you to kind of pull back today, but maybe today's pull back is understanding where you truly want to take the steps. Making that decision still. And that is an action forward, definitely. So starting doing some things in place. You want to do a business that you really don't have, well, at least make a file folder for the 12 months of the year or something, so that you got somewhere to put your invoices once you do start that business, whatever it might be called. Do something to say, it's here already in my life. I'm working on the plan so that I can build upon it. See if I can read it again if I hold it up close. I did really well there. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. So you always hit the mark. It is about trusting yourself, knowing that you have the potential, knowing that you can go forward. And your keen senses, being aware, being observant, and your focus on things will lead you definitely to success. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.